Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of my podcast. What's up with you? So,
First question is, if you could pick one player to start a team with, who would it be?
Okay, like you mean actual like right now or like all time?
To make it easier for you, I'll say all time.
Or Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's
Why?
a beast in the like in his prime. He was the best football player that ever existed. He had dribble. He can shoot. He could everything. He got all everything. So if you needed goals, he was there. If you needed like back then, if you needed like assists or something, he was also there. He was always there. You know, in the hard moments and everything. So yeah, my is Ronaldo.
Okay.
I would pick Messi. I think he's the player that makes the biggest impact on the team. I think he's can do everything pretty well. He can shoot well. He can pass well. He has good vision, awareness, and I think that him just being on the team could make the team better overall.
Okay. Liam?
I'm gonna go out on a stretch and say Carlos Puyol, because I feel like he has great leadership and can understand all roles of the position. So it's not just a striker that's gonna score goals like Ronaldo, but he can also pass like Messi. So that's who I'd go with.
Okay. Okay. I had
No, that's a good take though.
I
That's a
heard
good take.
some good points and some very bad points, but we move on.
I think yeah.
Second question is, do you think VAR has made football better or worse? And be honest. Okay.
Sure, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
VAR, I think it was I think it made football worse.
And why?
Because if we didn't have VAR, we wouldn't have iconic moments like Maradona with the can of God, and this just makes the defense, or actually the striker, be able to, like, it takes the human away from the football.
The mistakes.
So, yeah, the
What-
mistakes.
What makes football human?
Like the
That's what-
referees making mistakes, because then iconic moments happen.
Mhm.
And with VAR, the
Mhm.
referee can just not do anything and wait for the VAR to happen. So that's why I think that we made it worse.
Okay.
I
Nice opinion.
disagree.
Okay.
As someone who is a strong England fan and experienced the ghost goal in 2010, I feel like it was unfair to not have VAR, and that the implementation of VAR has made the game more fair and based more on the football rather than getting lucky.
Okay.
I think the idea of VAR is good, but like, I think it takes too long, and that people watching the game in the stadium, they don't see what VAR sees. I think that makes it confusing for a lot of fans that might not understand the decisions made because they don't see the full story that the referee sees, for example. And I think that creates a lot of controversy around VAR. Even though the idea is good, I think the way it is being
Yeah.
executed
Yeah.
just isn't very clear to the fans.
I think nowadays you have like microphones connected to the referees so that the whole crowd can hear what the referee's
rugby.
thinking.
Yeah.
For football now as well.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it clear for the fans in the stadium to know what the referee's thinking and what they're going through.
Yeah, but like also at this point, like we can just go
Yeah.
without referees and just trust everything in VAR, because then like basically the referees in a normal match, they don't do anything. They don't even take their own decisions. They always have to either ask the VAR if it's correct or if or not or
No,
something.
the referee's
Well,
here
not
to
really.
communicate with the players.
I think the referee is just, he's there to control the players. So,
If things get heated, he's there
Yeah.
to stop
Yeah,
it.
but
and he's like the baseline of
yeah.
controlling the game. So
Yeah.
if he sees a foul, he's going to call a foul. And you
Yeah.
don't want VAR to take
Yeah.
20 seconds to figure out
Yeah.
that it's a foul.
Alright.
You want to keep the game flowing.
Yeah.
But then
fair.
also the linesmen, they're basically
Yeah,
useless now
I agree with that.
because they have
That's a good
VAR
point.
to take
Yeah.
care of the.
They're
offside.
just there to make it quick.
yeah.
And if it's obvious. If
Yeah,
it's
but
not
then
obvious,
most of
then
the time,
VAR.
if it's an offside, the referee would check it first with
Yeah.
VAR. So basically, their decision doesn't matter.
They're just there for the
So,
obvious calls.
Yeah. So, following up on that question, right? I think it was Liam or Thomas who said that in some places in like the world of football, like MLS, the MLS has the referees with the mics on. Now that's the US. No offense to US people, but they don't take football as seriously as like
Yes.
England or something.
European fans.
Anywhere.
So, what are your takes on that? Because I think in my personal opinion, if the referee had like a mic on them, I think that some referees might get hurt or even worse. So, what's your solution to that?
I still think, even if the referee has the mic, they're still going to get
Yeah,
harassed.
yeah.
You can't prevent that. It's just football.
the fans are crazy. You know, like even if they like, there's always the referee's always gonna end up like making someone mad.
Yeah,
There's no perfect referee.
I don't like how football has turned to always blaming the ref. Because I remember in the Euros, any game, any team won, it was always ref, bad call.
Yeah.
Like some I understand, like Cucurella.
Yeah, okay.
That's understandable. I don't know how VAR didn't come in and see that.
Yeah.
That's another
But
thing.
and also, like, I think following up the question with the VAR thing, the penalty against the Netherlands, that was like a weird call. Like I'm not saying I tell you it's a penalty. The defender went up too high and kicked it. But if there was no VAR, then it would be a penalty, like straight up. But then there was the VAR, and they said that it was like maybe not, maybe yes, but at the end it gave it. So that's why I don't think why is the VAR.
Okay, so let's move on to the third question. Is what's the craziest comeback you ever seen like live or like
Live? You
you've
mean
seen?
in the stadium or?
I'll say
like
just watched because like
watched?
Yeah, watched.
I'll start.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm a
Start,
bit biased. I'm a bit biased.
Yeah.
And recency bias as well. But I was watching the game Euros live. I think it was Slovenia. And then you had Jude Bellingham from a throw in from Kyle Walker, bicycle kick it in, bro. Like it wasn't the best bicycle kick, but to the guts to do that in the 97th minute is just confidence.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
having the whole weight of your whole country on your shoulder, and then going to bicycle kick it in, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I understand that as well. I agree with you since like to have the like balls to score that goal is actually crazy. I agree with you. Thomas, no?
I don't know. Honestly, I think with Liam, I agree with him. But I think sadly, based on who I support, I think it's Real Madrid against City in the Champions League.
Which one? There's so many.
Pretty impressive, in my opinion. But I think from another perspective, I've also seen the game Barcelona PSG when I was in Germany, and I also found that pretty impressive. But yeah, that's.
Are we talking about the game itself, or can it be like leg games as well?
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Yeah, because
Like Bayern Munich versus Barca.
not necessarily the game. It could be like a moment,
A moment.
yeah, for me,
It could be
because-
also a game, but
Yeah, because I support Real Madrid, of course. I think the last Champions League they won. It was full of like really epic moments. But the one that I really enjoyed, it was not the PSG or the Man City. It was actually the Liverpool one. Like in a game, Liverpool was winning 2-0, and then like in 5 minutes, Vinicius scored again, and then Benzema, and then I think
Rodrigo, I think.
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo,
I think I don't know. I'm not sure. Militao
Yeah.
scored.
Yeah, Militao.
And I really enjoyed it because I was watching it like with like the PSG. With they scored 2 goals. I didn't watch it along, but like the Man City also. But I was like really scared. But like with that, it was just like a chill game, and then like it was like good that Madrid is like actual king of Europe.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
I disagree.
Some nice takes. Hey, we could dive into the disagreement because I kind of agree with him, but also I agree with you. But now I ask the question between Liam and Hector. Between the Jude Bellingham moment and the Real Madrid against Liverpool moment, which one is better?
I think the
Real Madrid.
the
Yeah,
Jude
Bellingham.
Yeah.
Bellingham.
Because
Oh,
this
it-
is club. You can't
yeah.
compare club
With country.
With country.
Yeah.
Country of a whole nation. Whole nation.
Yeah, and also because of the moment, and it was like the first leg of the Champions League round of 16, so it didn't matter a lot in a Champions League competition, which Real Madrid is already good at. With the Euros, it didn't matter a lot because it's a country, and I feel like every player dies more for the country than for the club.
Yeah. And with the Euros only happening every 2
Every
years.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 to 2 years. But yeah, I agree with you. So now moving on to the fourth question, kind of a weird one. If you could trade lives with any footballer for
easy.
a week, who would it be? And
Messi.
why would you do that?
Messi.
Why?
Because the aura that surrounds him. He's the greatest player ever. So why would you not want to be Messi? You could argue Ronaldo because he's 6'2", super muscular, earning billions more than Messi. So yeah.
Okay, well,
I would go Messi.
And Messi, okay, that's not a bad pick, but me personally, I would pick Haaland, to be honest. 6'5", long hair, scores goals for fun. Well, not recently, but
I think,
not recently, but he's
I don't like Haaland because his whole game is waiting for the pass. So he doesn't do anything else. He just sits and then
exactly.
he
He's
shoots
the
it.
definition of a striker.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
it maybe fits in modern football,
Yeah.
but back then it's like an extra
That's
striker.
his job.
So if I was switching for the football aspects, sure, Messi. And if I was switching for the non-football aspects, you can go Haaland.
You could go Haaland.
I don't
Okay.
disagree with that.
Okay, now Hector, who would you pick?
Okay.
Wait,
I'm a Ronaldo.
wait. Before you begin, both non-football and football-wise. You understand, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So football, like during the game, I would say now, like it can be like
Any.
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos? Okay.
Like the leadership, the way of like
And you're a
tackling the ball.
defender.
I'm a defender also.
Yeah.
So like he is a really idol. And outside Neymar, bro. Like the parties he does in Brazil with the people there. Like yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah,
also
but
really-
Neymar is
have
5'8",
some-
bro.
chop,
Yeah, but
chop.
bro, he's in Brazil with some people there. You know. If you know, you know. Bro.
Or I know,
David-
but I would not.
Or Theo Hernandez.
I don't respect that kind of life
Or
anymore.
Theo Hernandez. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Thomas. You're the last one, so who
I
would you
think
swap life
on the
with?
field I would pick Kevin De Bruyne.
But that
Hear me
is
out. Hear me out.
crazy.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I personally think he's one of the best midfielders in the world
In the world currently.
currently. I don't think all time he ranks as high, but I think I would like to be him playing football, since I think his technical abilities, the way he shoots the ball, the way he passes the ball, is pretty impressive.
And
I
you're a
feel-
Man City fan.
No,
And I am a
look,
Man City fan as well.
Kevin De Bruyne, he's good, but not right now. He was
He's
good.
not playing. He's injured right now.
He's
Yeah,
injured.
yeah.
Yeah, but like
He's injured.
Overall, his like performance has been going down.
And
but
I don't know how many people would, if you could choose to play any football, I don't know how many people would choose to feed Haaland 40 goals a season.
Yeah, I'd rather do like.
I'd rather be Haaland scoring 40 goals a season.
I prefer giving assists than scoring.
Okay, that's you.
I don't
But
think- fair.
I would like to ask in the non-aspect part.
Honestly,
On a non-aspect.
it's a difficult choice. I think Hector had a pretty good point with Neymar. I'll just pick Neymar for the same reasons as Hector.
Okay, nice. Okay, nice question. Next question, sorry, is what's one club you never supported, even if they offer? If a club that you never supported offered you a lifetime supply of free merch and season tickets, would you support?
No,
No.
like I'm
It
a Real
depends
Madrid
on the
fan.
team.
I would never support Real Madrid.
Okay.
I'm a
so
Real Madrid fan, and if Barcelona offer me,
free merch, lifetime tickets. Like,
yeah, lifetime tickets.
Until you die, like you won't. Like you can just enter a match. Just,
no,
like,
I
walk
rather
on a
I rather
match.
waste money on going watching Real Madrid than
Okay.
getting free tickets for Barcelona.
I think it depends on the team, because you didn't specify what team. So
You pick the team.
You pick a team.
picked it.
You
Oh,
pick
no.
a team.
And it's a team you don't have to support.
No, not like no support. Like you
It's a
don't
team
know.
you'd never support.
Yeah.
Never
wouldn't.
support.
No.
No.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I can't
I
expect that, to
would
be honest.
probably.
Probably.
You could resell it.
No, you wouldn't be able to resell it.
I mean, I didn't put any conditions. Like you could technically, as Thomas said,
You don't have the
resell it.
tickets.
It
though.
depends the amount, and
just
if you
entering.
resell everything, you could.
No, I
make
said
a lot of
no.
money.
The question was free lifetime supply of free
Oh.
merch. So you could technically nice observation, Thomas. With like you could resell the merch, and you get even more money to spend it on the club you actually support. Yeah. So, alright. Next question is, who is the most underrated player right now? Someone you think deserves way more credit. It could be, you know what? To make it simpler, it can only be right now.
Right now,
Yeah, right now.
I would say
Rodri. I would say Rodri.
I disagree with that.
yeah, me too.
He won
Yeah, me too.
the Ballon d'Or,
Yeah, me too.
and then you had people commenting on Olivia Rodrigo's posts saying didn't deserve Ballon d'Or when Vinny could have deserved it more, but Rodri didn't deserve it. He did not deserve it. So I think Rodri deserved the Ballon d'Or, and he's getting hated for no reason. And we can see at the impact from Man City's performance right now that Rodri is the key player that holds that team together.
Okay, Liam, nice. Thomas?
What's the question again?
Oh my God, Thomas. Who is the most underrated player in the world right now?
In the world.
Yeah.
I think I don't see really anybody talking about. Oh,
Okay.
I'd leave that for Hector.
Okay.
I would think, going on the unusual, I would think haven't heard anyone talking about Barcola, and I believe that he will probably be a great player in the future for both France and PSG, because he's
Continue.
he's left. I
Continue.
mean, now that Mbappe left PSG, PSG is not
Okay.
doing great. And in my opinion, Barcola is probably the best player for them
Okay.
moving to the future. And I think even right now, he's still a pretty good player.
So, question for you, right? Since you think that Barcola is the most underrated player right now, do you think that in a few years, if Mbappe gets injured or flops, do you think that Barcola can replace him?
I think I think France. I mean, they haven't even selected Mbappe recently. I'm pretty sure, and I think Barcola will just play. If Mbappe plays as well as he has always done, I think he'll just be a nice addition to the team to a French team. But I think he won't replace them. I think Mbappe will always play striker, and I think he'd probably usually play left wing. So I don't think there'll be any clash on that.
Yeah, but
aspect.
I think Mbappe's favorite position is left wing, and
Yeah.
that's the position
Yeah, but
Barcola. And I don't think Barcola has the physical speed.
Yeah, how old is he?
He's like
21,
18
I
or
think.
something.
Okay, at 18,
He's
Mbappe
pretty
had a
young,
work
so-
though.
Yeah. Mbappe, no one's gonna compete with Mbappe, but I
Mbappe-
think if
even-
Mbappe didn't
yeah.
exist, Barcola would maybe
Even
in
if-
development fit
yeah.
into the French team.
Even if Mbappe is going through a bad moment right now, people can still compare him to other young players
No.
because what he did with France
Yeah.
at only being like 18 years
Hat
old is
trick in the
crazy.
World Cup against Argentina.
And also like during his Monaco phase also.
Yeah.
He was a child and then he managed to go take Monaco to like all the way in the
semis.
Champions League.
Yeah,
but for
yeah.
me, my underrated player right now is Arda Güler.
And a goal.
I feel like he deserves way more in Real Madrid. He now that we don't have Toni Kroos, I think he could replace him.
I
not
think-
not like for a long time.
yeah.
Not like he will never match Toni Kroos,
Toni Kroos.
but he could help right now. in Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think he's good for what he does, but I think he's a one-dimensional player. So he's not gonna go.
Yeah.
He's not gonna go and run straight past you, and then finish the ball.
No.
He dropped 40 goals a season, or maybe even the 20 assists. I don't think he's that kind of player.
Yeah, okay.
But if you want a
helps
player
the
on the
team.
right wing,
He helps the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
helps the
if
team.
you want to play on the right wing to just
Yeah.
support the rest of the team, I
Like,
think he's
yeah.
underrated.
He also when
Role player, basically.
when the Ancelotti gives him minutes, he performs well.
Yeah.
Because
I
he's
think-
asking for them.
I think his future is probably mostly a role player that just kind of takes
Yeah.
any position in the midfield and maybe the attack. If a player's injured, or if a player just is injured and they can't play anymore, I think he's just going to be the replacement for them because he's still a good player and he isn't outstanding in any position. Just can play every position pretty well.
But I think if he wants to take his game to the next level, leave Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any
Yeah.
minutes there. You're not going to
Yeah,
develop.
you're right.
Real Madrid is just a team full of stars.
Yeah.
But, and also, I don't think right now the manager is doing the correct job.
And
And,
I
I
think
think
that's-
either Arda Güler should go on a loan
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
somewhere
loan,
else.
I think.
Because I think that they should
Loan
do
with
because
option to
they're gonna
buy.
lose such a
Option to
great
buy, that's not a
player.
bad idea.
So they need
Okay.
to loan him to to Germany or somewhere.
I think
Yeah, to Germany.
they
Yeah.
should put him on a loan with option to buy, so that if German team, they can then, for example, German team then can they buy him, and I think he wouldn't reject that if he has, for example, good minutes and a best player on a German team. I think he's gonna prefer that over being a bench warmer on Real
Bench
Madrid.
warmer, yeah.
Yeah, I think talking about Real Madrid, the reason they're not doing well is because they have too many players with big egos.
Yeah.
Because Mbappe is competing with Vinicius Jr., which both have big egos and are trying to be the best player on that team.
And yeah, they don't match well.
No.
Like if people trying to like make them work, there's not gonna work out because both of them have so much ego.
Yeah,
And with Tony Kroos, what he did was like
zero ego and just
no ego, played like passed the
bench,
ball,
yeah.
and he wouldn't know what to do now.
No.
Nowadays, playing with so many players with a lot of ego.
Yeah, because even the people that aren't spoken about that much, like Rodrigo and Bellingham, they still have a lot of ego.
Yeah.
They have to, and they
Yeah.
won a lot of
Especially
money.
Bellingham, I think more because of how he got so much hype last season.
Yeah.
He still want to keep being part of it.
Playing,
But I think Rodrigo, we should also like talk about him because he's also really.
I
underrated.
think Bellingham's also set up as a center mid or center attacking mid. I think he's set up in the best possible scenario, and he's not taking full advantage of it because of his ego. Because he's trying to compete with these attackers, and he's not passing the ball like his position should do. Okay.
Okay, that was nice. I heard some takes that I agree with, disagree with. But now, next question is, what's your takes on players like, I use my club, Chelsea, because we signed some pretty bad players for really high prices. What's your takes on players like Mudryk, Enzo, Fernandez, or like Caicedo? Do you think they're like underperforming because there's too much pressure, or like it's just like they aren't like that good?
No,
for,
I don't think they're
for the Premier League?
underperforming. I think there's just, yeah, they could be underperforming because they have too much expectation because they were worth 100 million or something.
Yeah, around
Same
that.
with, but for the case like Grealish,
Yeah.
I think he was definitely overbought because he's an English player.
He made
But-
his role. He wasn't outstanding.
No, but I
He wasn't
think
worth
I don't
the price
think
tag.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
know.
Pep fully, or the City, managers or the
Management.
management
Yeah.
didn't fully understand how to implement him to the team.
Yeah.
So now he's just 100 million player sitting on the
On
bench most of the time,
Yeah.
which is a huge waste. And I
Yeah.
think they should sell him and then get more assets.
The thing with those players is that they were doing really good, but they were not the best on their leagues
West
before.
Ham, yeah.
Mudryk, he was okay in Shakhtar. Yeah, I'm right. I'm right.
Yeah,
and then
Shakhtar.
Enzo was also good in Benfica, but they were not the best one in the league. But the only reason why when I know Enzo, he wanted to leave Benfica and wanted to go to a Premier League.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. Chelsea should have said that this guy just wants to leave the team for getting paid way more.
Yeah.
And I think that's also one of the reasons. But they should also have in training or something. I think inside the club they're also doing something wrong from being like
I also think that these big clubs like Chelsea are trying to compete with the Saudi market because if they're trying to get players
yeah,
that
they just
that
wanna
are
lose
just
money.
playing for money
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the player that can fit perfectly into their rotation, he's always going to take the money from Saudi.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So then they have to compete with Saudi, and then they're going to overpay, obviously.
Okay. Thomas, you got a
I
you know.
think that they might be underperforming mostly of the pressure, I
Yeah.
think, from the price tag. And also, I think just maybe clubs don't make the right purchase. Maybe they didn't expect them to play as they wanted. For example, Mudryk, I think it was 100 million.
Yeah, probably around
Yeah.
there.
It
over
was
100.
Yeah, it was.
way too expensive, I think,
Yeah.
for him. And also, I think the transfer prices have gone way up. And I don't think that's a good thing either, since it puts a lot of pressure on players that might play better if they didn't have all that pressure from being bought so high and having such high expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think, adding on to what Thomas said, I think these players are not underperforming. I think they were just never performing for the money
Yeah,
in the first
yeah.
place.
They had a pretty good season or something.
Yeah.
But they were not consistent.
They were not worth 100 million,
Yeah.
and they're never going to be worth 100
It's just right
million.
now football is just a business, you know.
Business, yeah.
Before it was actually how talented the player was.
Yeah.
Right now, if the player does 3 good passes, scores a hat trick, gets really good scores, the value goes up immediately.
Yeah.
So that's also why many players get like in their mind comparing prices. Like Ronaldo costed 100 million, Cristiano Ronaldo, and they have the same prices. So
Yeah.
they think that probably they're the same level of even though they're not.
Yeah. If somebody new is
Yeah.
watching, so yeah, I agree. So, last question is that if you had to choose one national team to support in every World Cup beside your country, right? For Liam is England, for you it's Mexico, for you is France or Germany. Who would it be?
Do they have
And
to
why?
play in the World Cup? Because if they're not qualifying,
let's just
Yeah.
say yes. Like a
Like,
nation.
a country that you know that will
Yeah,
might
yeah, yeah,
go to the next
exactly. Like
France.
a country that you know will
I
make
would
the
go
World Cup every
France.
single time.
France any day.
From-
Any day. Why? Because of like Mbappe
Because
and stuff.
no,
and
because I
Giroud,
lived
and-
in France, and I have a strong connection with the
French.
players,
Yeah,
the culture,
yeah,
the
you
team,
know,
the
like,
jerseys,
Yeah, yeah.
I think for
and the
me,
music.
I support Mexico, and I will always. But if I had to support another nation that will most likely manage to go to the next, Colombia. I think Colombia would. I think Colombia is such a country with a lot of football, a lot of culture, and I'm like really connected. And they also made it into a lot of World Cups, but that they're competing with like a lot of nations in South America, so it might be like hard.
I
But,
think they're doing well now.
Yeah,
now that
nowadays
Brazil
it's
is
really good
Now that
because
Brazil
Brazil
is
is-
struggling,
Yeah.
but yeah, Colombia for me.
it's disappointing though from
I
Brazil.
would probably pick Belgium.
Okay.
I think it's a team that's basically been in many World Cups.
Belgium. Okay, that's no, that's no, that's
I
no.
think-
I like
Hear me
that
out.
take. No, I like that take.
I think
like that
they've never done really terribly in the World Cup recently, but like, really terribly. They
Have you watched the
Really
2022 World Cup?
I think
Yeah,
you're
that's
just.
besides
Yeah,
that
did you
one.
watch the
Yeah.
2022 World
So
Cup?
I think
Besides-
you're
I think-
just bandwagoning your Man City players, your Man City player
Well,
players. If you like Doku,
okay.
I think-
forgot Doku
Yeah, Doku
was
is Belgium.
from Belgium. I
Well, you
thought
thought it was
Kevin
from
De
France or something?
Bruyne.
No, I just didn't know.
You're
just
obviously
didn't
a bit
know.
biased
Nah,
to Kevin De
no,
Bruyne.
I mean, fair enough. Well,
I know.
wait. Is there more? We could add some more.
I know one national team that I would never support.
Never support. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Bring it on then. Bring it on
One
then.
national team that I would never
Yeah.
support is, I would say, the U.S.
I
Same,
disagree
I
with
would
that.
never-
I disagree.
Same.
I disagree with that. Why? Why? Just
Because
why?
this, all the players are overhyped and there's no
Yeah.
passion for
Yeah.
the game itself.
Yep.
It's
I
all
mean-
about just it's just earning money
I
at
mean-
this point.
I
And
mean-
right now, like last World Cup,
Yeah.
they made it there as a miracle.
yeah.
And now the next World Cup, it's gonna be
They're-
hosted at
yeah,
their
so
own.
they're
Of course, they get a free
qualified.
entry,
Free entry. Yeah.
and then there's gonna be at least 5 World Cups, I think, in the history that it's gonna be hosted in the U.S. because they got the most amount of money.
Yeah.
and places.
Money.
But I'm Mexican,
Yeah.
so I will never support
Yeah.
I
US,
think-
and I will never support Argentina.
Talking about the World Cup, I've noticed that there's a ton of other sports as well that are being hosted in the U.S. because they're just
Yeah.
a sport country, so they're investing all the time. Because the Cricket World Cup, the Rugby World Cup, the Football World Cup, it's
Yeah.
all being hosted there because they're just a sport country and they invest so much into
Also,
that.
the Olympics are
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
all the Olympics as well. LA.
LA.
I
yeah.
think I would never support Argentina or
Same,
Brazil
same,
or
same,
Brazil.
same.
I think I just don't like
Why?
the Argentinian way of playing football.
yeah.
I think it's too aggressive. I just
too
don't.
I think
The way they play.
Yeah.
I also don't like Brazil, just generally, because I just don't like Brazil.
Okay.
I don't like the.
Okay.
I don't like the
That's-
players.
okay.
I
don't like
agree
any of
with
the
you.
players.
In the football aspect, right?
In the
Not
football
not
aspect.
because of okay.
Okay, I
Okay.
agree with you. I agree with you with the Argentina. I also
I
never,
disagree.
But
Disagree?
I disagree with Brazil because Brazil brought so many memories to
Yeah,
football.
no.
And it's such an important country.
I don't.
Right
I,
now?
I agree
Right
with
now?
that.
Right now.
I
Yeah,
agree with
exactly.
that, but it's not because a country made so much for the sport of football that it's not crazy to say that we wouldn't support it.
Okay, fair.
I just
Yeah, fair.
don't like Brazil based on where I come from and based on their previous role,
Okay.
based on their players.
Fair.
To me, there's nothing to like about Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah, another country I would never support is Morocco. I just really, as a South African, I feel like they're always overhyped and they get the easy way into the World Cups.
Okay, yeah.
I could
Because
lie.
like in Africa,
Because
there's
in the
not a lot of-
AFCON,
Yeah.
in the AFCON, we beat them. We beat them 2-0. It wasn't close, and I feel like we didn't get any attention for beating Morocco because it was AFCON.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But-
once Morocco beats or wins something.
Yeah, one
it's-
game in the
it
World
gets-
Cup
yeah.
against I don't know Belize or something.
Please, okay, buddy. Okay, Bucko.
It's just below Nigeria. I
Below
think
Nigeria.
that football doesn't get any attention.
Okay, well, yeah, that was all the questions. I think that was really interesting. Is there any last things to say? Because
No, I'm okay.
I'm
No?
actually interested in people's favorite players.
favorite players. Well,
I wanna
I
start
mean,
with you.
well, you know who's
Past
mine.
and present.
Past and present. Well, I have two in mind. One, it's Mr. Freeze, Mr. Cold Palmer, and
I agree.
Second, I would say, I think you should already know this because I support the country. It's Mr. America.
Christian Pulisic.
Captain America.
The LeBron James of football.
Okay, so those are two players that I support personally because Mr. America and Mr. Freeze. You feel me?
Pick one to be your favorite player.
Pick one. Ooh, then Mr. Where's the oil? What's a kilometer, man? Mr. Christian Pulisic. You know. If you know, you know. Hector, I think
For
I
me,
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Ronaldo.
obvious.
Pretty obvious.
Right now, I don't have a lot of like. I support Real Madrid, but I don't like a specific player right now. But if I have to go
Mbappe.
for one, no, it's not Mbappe.
Oh, my bad.
Rodrigo.
I must say, Edson Alvarez. He's a West Ham player from midfielder
Okay.
from Mexico.
That's
I really
crazy.
like how he plays because I feel like he plays
That's
like
crazy.
he's a really defensive player, but also likes to attack. But like a more known player, Brahim Diaz
Raheem
from
Diaz.
Real Madrid.
I like that. He's the only Real Madrid player that I
That
respect.
That actually like tries, but like all time, I have two: Cristiano Ronaldo and Sergio Ramos.
Second
Yes,
one was okay.
obviously.
I think my top three players, just all time and present. I think my third favorite player is Dimitri Payet. I mean, he played most of his career he played a lot at Marseille, and also just my family. I've always had a connection with Dimitri Payet.
Okay, interesting. I
Yeah, I
disagree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you cannot disagree. It's like he's.
You can't. It's opinionated.
It's opinion, so yeah,
it's my
it's fine.
personal.
It's just weird. It's like I never
It's
expect like, someone
unusual.
to
You
say.
don't expect Payet. I would say second, Olivier Giroud.
Okay, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
That's
I
sexy.
think
No
not-
Griezmann.
He's first. I would put Griezmann for the first one. I think I like the way he's played. I think for the whole time I've watched France play football, he's always been there. He's always scored goals. He's always been
Okay.
the main part of the
I
team.
respect that.
And that's
Yeah.
why.
I respect Olivier Giroud.
That's unique.
he's-
Liam, last one.
Well, is going to be pretty predictable.
Oh God.
But right now, I'm a huge England fan based on the players as well. I really like the players. Like Saka, I hate Arsenal.
What?
I really hate Arsenal. Like, no offense, Arsenal, but Saka is one of my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has to work on his stamina if he wants to elevate his game.
Might make it
Bellingham?
better. I'm just saying.
Okay, respect it.
Yep.
Bellingham, he's pretty class, but I think he has to work on his ego management. And then, last of all, Harry Kane. Yeah, I think tied for those three, and then
Okay.
Cole Palmer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that was an interesting end to the podcast. Well, I got nothing else to say except see you on the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.